anything that you want to create in life, that if you want to create a new result, you need to be able to imagine it first in your health, and that's where the belief comes in. And so what I'm saying is some of you went 25, 50% further. Some of you went more than 50% further the second time. And what I'm saying, did you have to work harder the second time? No. But what if you could go 25, 50% further in your career with the same amount of effort or less? What if you could go 25, 50% or more deeper in your relationship? What if you could do 25, 50% more in your health, in your income, right? Because that thermostat is set lower than what it should be. And now you're like, Jim, what does this have to do with memory? Give me some mnemonic devices and stuff like that. I'm telling you that this is not just about learning, this is about life, right? And so when we're going back to observation and mechanics, the B stands for believe. If you believe you can or believe you can't, either way, you're right. Now, what did Roger Bannister do in 1954? He broke the 4-minute mile, right? Nobody could run a mile in less than 4 minutes. All of a sudden, he does it. How was he able to do it? Was it just physical training? He actually visualized himself looking at the clock, and it says 3:59, because he knew it had to happen in here before it happened where? Out there. And that wasn't the interesting thing to me. The interesting thing was, one, he did it. Nobody could do it for all these years. One person does it. What happens after that? Yeah, dozens of people started running a 4-minute mile, sub 4-minute mile. What was the big change? Was there a big evolution of physical training, supplementation, shoe technology? What was the change? A change in belief. Because you know what the belief was back then? That you couldn't do it. It wasn't just you couldn't do it, it was the human heart couldn't sustain a sub 4-minute mile, and it would explode in your chest. Now, if that was your belief, would that keep you from running a 4-minute mile? Yes, that would keep you from jogging, right? Nobody would do anything because that's the belief. All behavior is belief-driven. Because I'm going to give you these techniques on how to memorize things and do these things, but if you believe you can or believe you can't, either way, you're right. All right, so the B fast. The E stands for exercise. Exercise, and I don't mean physical exercise. Although, if this is a wake-up call for some of you, as your body moves, your brain grooves. What is absolutely conclusive is when you are more physically active, you do better on mental acuity, better focus, better memory. How many people know that, right? And the problem is we live in a very sedentary life, right? And you're not meant to do, like they say that, somebody told me, you might have heard this too, that sitting is the new smoking, right? We're so sedentary. But you know why you have a brain, primary? What's the primary, the number one function? By the way, when I use this thing like primary, like this priorities, this kind of idea, it was never plural. Like there was always like, this is your priority. Remember, you have all these priorities in life, right? But it's only the past few decades that it became more than one. Priorities. It used to be just priority, right? But the challenge is that we make everything important. And the problem is when you make everything important, nothing's important. And I know this because I see you read. How many people read with a highlighter? Raise your hand. You like to highlight things in books and stuff? How many of you are guilty of highlighting like everything you could possibly imagine in those books? And the book like glows in the dark, right? And because if you make everything important, what's important? Yeah, nothing, literally nothing. If everything's important, nothing becomes important, right? But in terms of this, going back to be fast, the E is exercise, and making your primary function, the priority of your brain, is to move. It controls your movement. And that's why when your body moves, your brain grooves. There was a study done at Oxford University that said jugglers have bigger brains. That by the simple act of learning how to juggle, watching something on YouTube, actually creates more white matter. Now, how many people juggle here? Let's go learn how to juggle. Very big brains in the room, right? But as your body moves, your brain grooves. They did a longevity. There's this researcher named Dr. Lawrence Katz. He wanted to find out how to keep seniors' brains alive, and mentally acute and very strong and effective. Found simple things like eating with the opposite hand or brushing your teeth with the opposite hand helps to keep people's brains alive. He wrote a great book called Keep Your Brain Alive, Dr. Lawrence Katz. Like 80 exercises you could do, simple exercises anyone should do to be able to build their brain power. So exercise. Now, the fast. The F in fast stands for